Welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and this morning we're visiting with Dr. Matthew Springer. He's with the University of Kentucky's Extension Wildlife Specialist there. Good morning.
Good morning, Joanna. Glad to be here.
Well, I'm glad you're here today because we're going to talk a little bit about skunks. People might have noticed more skunks being out on the roadway, or we've even had some calls about some nuisance skunks coming and maybe eating some of the pet food off of the back porch.
Yeah, it's a frisky time of year, I guess is a good way of putting it for them. Skunks will, kind of lay low until about the end of January. And about that time, the males will start walking around looking for females because it's mating season. And unfortunately, that means trouble in many cases for them.
Yes, and so that's probably one of the reasons we're seeing them more, on the roadways and that sort of thing. But let's just talk about skunks. I mean, you see them more during the day or at the night? What's kind of their way of life?
So generally, skunks are nocturnal. They're most active at night. However, they will be active during the day during certain points of the year, especially if there's a female skunk with little ones. She's got a high nutritional demand to produce milk for them. So she may be searching for food at any point in time to meet that demand. However, during this time of year, you're going to see skunks out at night, and they are going to be probably walking like they're on a mission as they're looking for things.
All right. And so if you encounter a skunk, what's the best method? I mean, we're told not to run from snakes and different things like that. Is there a method with skunks?
So skunks have really bad eyesight, which is usually what gets them in trouble, and why they have a chemical defense system. Obviously, they're not built for speed. They're very low to the ground, short legs. However, they have a really strong nose and a pretty good hearing. So if you have a skunk, say you open the door and there's a skunk right outside, it doesn't mean, oh my gosh, I'm going to get sprayed. What the best thing to do is actually talk to them in a calm voice. Just let them know where you are, and they'll try to start working their way away from you. They may do it very slowly because they know they're not built for speed, but just, slow movements, keep your distance, stay in front of them if you don't want to get sprayed. And just talk to them actually is one of the best things you can do.
And Matt, sometimes we get calls at the office because people have concerns with skunks maybe carrying disease. And so when they see them around their homes, especially this time of year, they have some concern about that.
Yeah. So unfortunately for skunks, a basement or crawl space is a really appealing place to get out of the cold. So a lot of times they're going to be around buildings or sheds or barns because it's really looking for some nice warm place to take a nap during the day. They do carry rabies. It's a lower incidence rate within Kentucky. So you should always be cautious, treat them like a wild animal. If they're acting oddly, if they are aggressive, especially during the daytime where, they may act a little aggressive. Sometimes they stomp their feet to try to scare you. That's a normal behavior. However, if they start charging you and not trying to get away, that's a slightly more aggressive behavior that you want to then report to your county health department, let them know that there's a potential rabbit skunk around, and that way they can come out and try to collect that animal and test it. But for the most part, skunk being around your house does not necessarily mean it's a disease skunk, especially if you have things like dog food, cat food, or other food out for animals. They're going to try to take advantage of that. They can smell it from a long way off. So it may actually be attracting them to your residence.
All right. So not leaving pet food out might be a good way to not invite them so close to your home.
Yeah.
And now we always get calls about, if their pet got sprayed. I mean, there's all kinds of remedies to get that odor out, and we've heard them all. Is there any truth to any of those?
So there's a couple different versions that are out there. Neurotroleum alpha is one of them. I'm probably really messing up that brand name. I'm sorry. The other one, there's an Eco Zorb, which is a plant-based one that can be purchased. However, there's a recipe, and I knew this question was coming, so I made sure to look it up. It's 1 quart, 3% hydrogen peroxide, a 1/4 cup baking soda, and 1 to 2 teaspoons of dish soap is one that you can make at home that actually is a pretty successful agent at removing that smell.
A lot of great information. And if you have questions more about this topic, make sure to contact your local extension office and we'd be happy to help. Thanks for watching and have a great day.